Here are some additional features of the panel set that I really enjoy. Right here in the very middle, you have a knob that's a dedicated transparency knob for each node. And so you can quickly fade a node off or on, or if let's say you had a shape that was tracking and you needed to track off the screen, you can just quickly whoop, and pull that transparency down in that node. This button above it is, the joystick up, down, left, and right, but it also scrolls too. And so you can just quickly scroll through your timeline, go up, down, left, right. It's a real fast way of navigation. Over here on your by your transport controls, you don't have to hardly move your hand. You can mark in, out. You can mark in, out. You can do a modifier, control, and this would delete the in and out. You can do kinds of different types of loop modes. It's all right here. Your playheads are right here. So you can really quickly navigate around and get to different things. Right here, you can see a very common used button. And this is the button that just simply updates the still, or the playhead still. So if you're on a frame, you want to get a frame where a person's face is looking up, and you're happy with that, you hit enter. That'll lock the frame in. So whenever you go to the next still and you try to compare back to that previous shot, you're on that frame of that person's head looking up. So very common function that's really, really nice to have to update stills really fast so you can go through your timeline. Another great thing here is in this mode right here, you have a lot of different ways to organize how you're viewing your stills. You can view by event and record time code, source time code, tape name, original source time code. You can have multiple tracks on the timeline and be able to compare, see a view of all the tracks on the timeline really quickly just by these button clicks right here. You also have your compare mode right here that just with simply click and get quickly to what type of compare mode you want. Like, so a lot of times you're wanting to use a cut compare mode. You just want to see the still image full frame for comparison, but you don't have to worry about a T-bar and making, comparing once and then having to slide your T-bar back down and then compare again so you can actually see full frame. You have just a literal cut mode here to show full frame image, not like any wipe. But you can also do the wipe and all those, and those are controlled actually just through this joystick right here. So I can swipe, I can move my wipe, I can move to the next one, all that's just controlled through this joystick. Another really great function of this is I have a lot of problems with drawing shapes and tracking them really well in Resolve because I don't have control over the aspect ratio of the shape. So if I want to draw a custom shape here, and so I'll do my custom shape, and I'm tracking it and I'm happy with that shape, but then I need to adjust the aspect ratio. I have aspect ratio right here, and I can just immediately adjust the aspect ratio of any shape I do or anything I put up on the screen. And I do find myself quite limited sometimes in having to really keyframe things out each point at a time in Resolve when, a lot of times you're just quick and dirty and you just need to slide something in a little bit. You don't need to grab that point and move it in. So that's something really nice of how they kind of handle shapes in this box. Another nice thing too with these turning keys is you also have buttons underneath them that you can adjust how much their increments are, so you can get really granular with some of these adjustments. And if you notice, all these tools have a lot of sub menus, so even with this little screen, you can show a lot of data that would normally be in your normal GUI, but it could be all listed right here.